Are 6 days away from Campaign 2022 in Missouri, and one of the most talked about ballot items is Amendment 3. It'll legalize recreational marijuana.
And it'll bring millions of new money in and wipe convictions for thousands. Yet a lot of people are against it. That includes St. Louis's mayor and the Police Chiefs Association. News 4's David Amilati is laying out what you need to know. David?
So right now we're live outside the Green Light Dispensary. This is in South St. Louis City. You can tell how they want to vote next week. The conversation is this. Tax dollars from each item sold here has tax dollars going to the Missouri Veterans Commission. And it's actually the Missouri Department of Public Health telling me that the state has generated rather $470 million plus dollars in sales revenue since October of 2020, I should say. And that's why the marijuana industry is now saying Missouri has a $1 billion industry in its future if voters say yes to Amendment 3. But opponents say the way it's written is vague, and the cost of damages in the future right now, just unknown. At Belief Medical by the Lemp Mansion, you'll hear the humming of fans as the company works to create conditions to grow 20 unique strains of medicinal marijuana.
What you do is you take a full 30,000 square feet in a license, you segment it out so that you get that nice rotational production.
Belief CEO Jason Nelson says his operation costs roughly $80 million. He's paying big loans to be in business. Interest alone on the loans, he says, is $500,000 a month. If Amendment 3 passes, he sees his customer base skyrocketing.
We're operating at 30 jobs now. We'll double that to 60 if Amendment 3 passes in the next 30 to 60 days. So you're talking jobs in time for the holidays.
He believes Amendment 3 encourages competition. Missouri's 350 currently licensed facilities could be eligible to supply recreational marijuana. And another 144 new licenses would also be up for grabs. And people could grow at home under certain guidelines.
We've got 100,000 square feet of grow facility up and running in Kansas City. Then we have another 50,000 that's up and running, and then we have another 100,000 that we're gonna get up and running, but kind of waiting on the vote.
Tom Bomarito's last name is known for car retail. 4 years ago, he found a partner to put his sales knowledge to the budding marijuana industry.
You won't find fentanyl in our products. People get killed over a $20 bag of weed. Why? You can come here and get one safely. You know where it came from. It's tested. We track it from the seed to the sale, so we know where it came from and who took it last.
But some believe Amendment 3 could only benefit those already in the game.
There are going to be mistakes and unintended consequences, and there's not going to be anybody willing to spend $3 million to put this back on the ballot to fix it.
Scott Dickhouse is the executive director of Save Our State Coalition. He says recreational marijuana should be passed through the state capitol. John Payne with Legal Mo 2022 says this amendment is the result of trying that.
The fact is that the political class of the state has shown absolutely unwillingness and inability to take on this issue. And if we were to pass this by a simple statute, then they would probably go in and repeal or gut it. And so, the constitutional amendment is really the way that this has to be done.
Another concern for Scott Dickhouse, the expungement piece of Amendment 3.
Those who have already served their time or paid their penalty would have their, who are no longer incarcerated if they were, would have their record expunged essentially for free, paid for by the tax money that would be generated by the passage of Amendment 3. Those who are still incarcerated would actually have to pay an attorney, file in the courts. Those are individuals who don't have access to income or employment. So it seems to me that that was done backward.
That's not exactly the case. On page 37 of Amendment 3, it states an individual can petition a court to vacate the sentence. Further down, it states public defenders will help individuals file. Anticipating passage, Jason Nelson has set aside operational space. But if Amendment 3 fails, this will sit idle, forcing Nelson to weather the storm financially and hope the feds make a move.
So what that looks like then is essentially a state program that continues as it is, no new licenses, no automatic expungements, still those significant threats to public safety, and then the loss of tax dollars across the river to Illinois for 4 to 8 years.
Now, if Amendment 3 does pass next week, it would be added to the state's constitution on December 8th. And I'm told that there are several dispensaries prepared to apply on December 8th to get their medicinal license added to become a recreational license as well. Again, that December 8th date, that's the earliest folks can apply to get that new license. And we could have recreational marijuana sold in the state of Missouri as early as late February. Live in South St. Louis City, David Amilotti, News 4.